Hello, friends. Thanks for tuning in again for another episode of the State of Football Show. I think this is our third one now, so appreciate all the support. Today we have a couple topics. We have bench start cut, so that'll be interesting. We have some linebackers, running back, and defensive ends. So a little heavy on the defensive side, but I think it's going to make for a good discussion today. And then we have teams that might draft a quarterback unexpectedly. It should make for a fun little, fun opinionated topic and what potentially teams could do in the draft. So, but my name's Hutch, and the guy on the other side of the mic, my co-host Trey.
Hey, Hutch,
How you doing, Trey?
we gonna do this or what?
Yes, sir. We're gonna get right into it.
Let's go.
First, bench start and cut. This is I saw this on. I mean, I guess you see it on a lot of shows, but it really sparked my interest, and I think it
Mm,
can make for a really good discussion. So,
absolutely.
Trey and I, we kind of picked some players that are, I would say they're pretty comparable together. I don't really think these players that we chose are more one-sided. You could kind of, I mean, honestly, any of them can start, any of them could get cut, and any of them could get benched. I think it'll be fun. First
Yeah.
one.
Can I just say one thing real quick? I
Yeah.
just want to point out I picked the edges and I try to keep things current with players that are currently in the league. But I like that you went kind of because I didn't really understand the rules that you could kind of go outside of you could go players of the past as well. So I like yours because it's kind of remembering some old players, some good times, and kind of seeing how they match up against other Hall of Famers and all time greats.
For sure. I mean, you can't. I love the older players. When you're younger and watching
Hmm.
them growing up, and then sometimes we get a little biased. The new is quote better than the old. I know when I was a little bit younger, I would always say, "Oh, this player's the way better than I don't know Joe Montana or Terry Bradshaw or whatever," and that
Yeah,
older person would like kind of just laugh at me. And I, as I've gotten older, I kind of understand a little bit. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah. You're
but,
definitely gonna age us with your picks for sure.
yeah. I mean, I could go back further too, but these guys, I mean, they're not too far back. They're like 2000s.
Yeah,
It's
because
not
we're
too,
not that old. We're not
yeah,
too old.
yeah. We're still young.
Yeah, we got it.
Only a couple gray hairs, no big deal.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm ready. I just try to keep mine current for the younger listeners, I guess. That they'll know who these people. They'll know who my players are. They may not know all your guys if they're really young, but they'll know my players.
All right, well, let's get into it. All right,
Let's do
so
it.
the first one, they're going to be some linebackers. The first one is Luke Kuechly. He played for the Carolina Panthers for,
Oh yeah.
I think it was about 8 years,
Yep.
um,
8 years.
and retired early. So happy for him. He
Yeah.
probably wanted to keep playing, but things
Was it an
happen.
injury thing?
Yeah, I believe he had the concussion bug.
Oh, okay.
Don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Well, all three of these guys that you have here, very physical players, so that's gonna happen, I guess.
And just to confirm, yeah, it was multiple concussions.
Mm.
So he just wanted to prioritize his long-term health. So,
No, good for him.
yeah. Smart player. One of his
Yeah, for
key
sure.
things on the field too, so. And then the next one we have is Sean Lee, which I think is quite comparable to
Hmm.
Luke. Maybe I don't think old Sean Lee got as much notoriety as the these other two that he's going to be going up against. But if you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, which they have tons of fans,
Yeah.
you know how important he was to the defense for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Lee and Luke Kuechly, they played together, or not together, but they played at the same time.
Yeah,
And
Penn State, right?
Sean Lee went, yeah, he's at Penn State. Is that where Kuechly went to?
Uh, I don't
I just
know.
know what I mean is like they were in the league at the same time. You know,
Oh,
Kuechly,
okay. I got
he was
you.
playing for the Panthers when Sean Lee was playing for the Cowboys, and they were always kind of compared to each other,
Yeah.
because they were, like you said, similar. I don't know if you said this, they're similar players, both leaders
Hmm.
of their defense, and
For sure.
that quarterback on the defensive side of the field.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly went to Boston College, so
Oh wow,
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about they went to the same college. I was like, oh, I
Mm-mm.
didn't know that at all. I knew Sean Lee went to Penn State, so I was kind of
Yeah,
confused there.
sorry. That they would have been unstoppable if they both went to
Oh,
same college.
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Been real cool. They probably butt heads, like trying to fight over the tape. Like, no, I want to
Yeah.
watch this tape. And then the next one we have is this man is, I mean, you want to talk about physically opposing. And we're
Yes.
not talking about Ray Lewis. We're talking about Patrick Willis, San Francisco 49er.
Hmm.
Great. And I don't know if you remember this, Trey, but Patrick had some awesome commercials.
I don't. I mean, maybe if you tell me the commercials, it might ring a bell. But
I'd have to look them up. I just remember watching them. So,
okay,
can't remember. I'll have to look them up. They were pretty funny.
okay.
I was kind of a I enjoyed his team that he was on in those early teens, the 49ers with Harbaugh and
Oh, okay.
that team. Those teams were fun because
Yeah, Colin
they,
Kaepernick and
yeah, Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis. The
right.
honestly, that's when I think that's the last time there's really been a good rivalry is when the 49ers played the Seattle Seahawks.
Hmm.
I feel like they
Yeah,
actually legit hated each other.
yeah. I would agree.
And I feel like that's kind of missing nowadays. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, they weren't swapping jerseys after those games.
No, they definitely weren't. They were snatching chains and fighting each other. And I think Richard Sherman was screaming the microphone. Was that Aaron Andrews? I think.
Yeah, Garrett, I think.
Yeah. I think he was talking crap to Michael Crabtree or something. But yeah, those are some good teams in the
Yeah,
2010s. But yeah,
yeah, for sure.
I kind of lucked out. I didn't realize how close they were in games played. So Luke Kuechly, he played 118 games. Sean
Hmm.
Lee played in 118 as well, and then
Yeah,
Patrick Willis played in 112. So I kind of lucked out on that. So it kind of helps with the stats because they played nearly identical games.
yeah, they did. Sean Lee played 10 years, so he had some injury problems,
Hmm.
obviously, but
Yeah, I think
they definitely.
he was out for a year, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I don't remember his. The only injury I remember for him was when he broke his wrist or his forearm because he played with like a club cast on his left hand, I think. Because I remember he almost intercepted a ball one time. He almost like kind of sandwiched it between his cast and his other hand.
Yeah,
But,
so in 2014, it says he tore his ACL. So,
ah, didn't know that.
yeah, I didn't know he tore ACL.
I didn't either. I don't remember that. I'm just kind of thinking in my head, Sean Lee and Luke Kuechly both kind of the same type person and player, and I'm just wondering, who would get there first at the facilities,
Oh,
like first one in, last one out. I mean, how if they were both on the same team?
I mean, what happens if there's only one key?
Yeah. I mean,
Who's gonna take that?
who's gonna who they would just never leave the facility, I think. They're just
That's a good point.
always there watching film and always.
Yeah, let's say for instance, Sean Lee, he has the only key, and then
Yeah.
Luke's like, okay, whatever. And then Sean Lee, opens up the door. He walks in, and then he's like, how is Luke already here? I have the only key. And then he looks off in the corner, and he sees a little makeshift sleeping bag and uh,
Yeah.
blankets and whatnot. That would be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Kuechly is definitely questioning Sean Lee's dedication to the team
Yeah,
for
he's like,
sure.
I'm already 5 hours in.
Yeah. It's like 3 in the morning. Like Sean Lee's getting there and
That's like some who is it? Mark Wahlberg. He's like working out
oh
at
my
three
God.
o'clock a.m.
Yes. Every day. Just puts olive oil on everything. He
Oh
eats so
my
much olive
gosh.
oil.
Yeah, doesn't he? What does he say? He wakes up, he has some prayer or something like that, and then he takes a
Indeed.
cold shower and then works out for 2 hours, eats, takes his daughters or something like that to school, and then I don't know, he does like 10 more things, and it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a psycho, man. I don't know. That's some discipline. Discipline I don't possess.
It really, really is.
It really is.
So, anyways, back to
Yes.
this. So, on the solo tackles, we have 690 for Kuechly, and then
Yep.
Sean Lee had 521, and Patrick Willis with the most at 733. I watched some highlights of Patrick Willis, and man, he would just absolutely destroy people. I would definitely consider Patrick Willis probably a little bit more of a freakish athlete,
Yeah.
if you want to put it that way. Not saying you couldn't read the plays like Kuechly and Sean Lee. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But definitely, still, Patrick was a smart player for sure. But as far as his abilities, definitely his power and speed were tip top for sure. Then on the combined tackles, Kuechly had 1,092 tackles, Sean Lee with 802, and Patrick Willis with 950. A little less for Sean Lee, but I kind of always question these combined tackles because, oh, who was it? Uh,
It's Jalen Smith.
Thank you. You just read
I
my
already
mind.
it did. I read your mind on that one. I knew because it came to my mind as well. Like, in his short, like 5 year career, I'm sure he has way more than both of these guys. So.
That's like some Naruto and Sasuke. You just like think, and you already
Yeah.
know what I'm thinking, and you say it. So it's
Yep.
perfect.
But yeah, go ahead. Tell the listeners what Jalen Smith would do.
Oh yeah. If you're not familiar with Jalen Smith, he played for the Cowboys for a bit, for a better part of his career, and he had this. I remember this one game. I want to say it was against the Giants or something.
Yes, I think it was the Giants.
It was either I'm assuming they're called the Washington football team or Redskins or whatever,
Yeah.
or it was the Giants. I think it was the Giants though. But it's just a big dog pile, and the play is completely over, and you just see Jalen just jump up like he's some sort of WWE wrestler and just
Yeah.
get on the pile. And
Yeah.
it's like, what was that?
Yeah.
And he's got to get those incentives. I'm sure his contract was pretty incentive based for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's after already like an 8-yard gain from the opposing offense. So
Yeah, and he did the old swipe
yeah,
the football
oh
field,
the yeah he did like that. Yeah,
like dragging the hand, I think.
like a bowling thing, wasn't it? Like a strike or something.
Maybe I don't quite understand it. I'm not too big on these celebrations, so they kind of
Well, I know
annoy me.
you can't wipe your nose anymore. You can't do that.
Yeah,
So
CeeDee Lamb.
they got rid of one of the celebrations in the no fun league. Can't do that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Ja Moran, if you're an NBA fan, still
Oh yeah,
throwing up the gun signs.
saw that. Took out the Warriors bench.
He did.
Sprayed them.
And if you're part of meme culture, LeBron James was taken out as well. I don't know if you saw that, Trey.
I didn't see that.
It has Ja Morant doing his little celebration. I guess it was last night that it happened, and then last night I think LeBron fell on the court or something like that, and he was
Hmm.
kind of like face down. Looks like he got shot. So it's kind of funny. So they spliced them together. It's kind of it made me laugh.
I love it when they do that.
Hmm.
I love the internet.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Obviously, no one was hurt. It's just funny meme stuff. Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, yeah. It's just games.
Just games.
Just games.
The sack totals. These are I would say your typical linebackers that most people are used to. We have Kuechly with 12 and a half sacks, Sean Lee
Hmm.
with only 4 sacks, and then Patrick Willis, he had 20.5. So,
Wow.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I know Sean Lee didn't rush a ton, but only 4 sacks is kind of light for him, so that may be a tick against him for sure.
Yeah. I middle linebacker. I don't know how much they're gonna blitz the quarterback.
Yeah, I just always have my in my mind where the that center just looks off to the left or to the right, and then you just see
Yeah.
that middle linebacker just come right down the hole
Yeah.
and just completely destroy you.
Mm. Right down the hole.
Just right down the hole.
Right there. That's where you go.
All
Uh,
right, so interceptions though, we got a we
Kuechly
got
has a ton, right? He has to.
yeah, he is a magician out there. So Kuechly had 18 interceptions for his career. We have
Pretty good. That's a pretty solid number, I think.
that is, I mean, getting that many interceptions from your linebacker is pretty darn good. So
It's a bonus.
it really is. Takeaways, that's what wins you football games for sure. And we have Sean Lee with 14 interceptions. Good job, Sean Lee.
Very nice.
And then Patrick Willis with 8. So not bad. Not bad at
It's
all.
all about the tackle. I mean,
Yeah, he is a.
733 solo tackles. What are you gonna?
I mean, he's too busy knocking people's clocks,
Right.
daring them to come over the middle. And then we have forced fumbles, another little nice metric. We have
Okay.
7 forced fumbles from Kuechly. We have 2 from Sean Lee, and we have 16 from Patrick Willis. So let's just go hand in hand with all his tackles. He's definitely gunning for the
Hmm.
football.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the metrics that or stats that I pulled to kind of compare them. I think those are somewhat fair for a linebacker standpoint.
Yeah. Can I just add one more that I kind of came across when I was looking into this?
Absolutely.
So the only one I got that I thought was maybe relevant was tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Perfect.
and Kuechly led the the three of them with 75 tackles for loss, and then Sean Lee and Patrick Willis actually tied, or didn't tie, but they have the same. They are both at 60 tackles for loss.
Wow. That's pretty,
So
dang, Kuechly, magician out there.
yeah, definitely solid against the run. 75 tackles for a loss.
Yeah, a little side note here. I was watching some Luke Kuechly highlights and videos and film,
Yeah.
and he was watching film, and it was kind of funny. He's using an Xbox controller to do the film. Thought that was
Oh yeah.
interesting. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's different.
It's like playing a game, I guess.
Kind of. He had that controller in his hand and then pen and paper, old school,
I love it.
and his little flip flops.
Well, that's the only one I have. Are you ready to I mean, how do you want me to just tell you what I got, or are you going to go first, or how do you want to do this?
You can go first. That's fine.
Okay. So my starter I have is Luke Kuechly. I went with him. I think it was really close between him and Sean Lee for me. But in the end, I just thought Kuechly, again, just kind of watching him because he was playing and kind of when I was watching a lot of football. So I just liked his leadership, I guess, is mainly what it is. He was that like I said earlier, that quarterback on the defense. So he's my start. Sean Lee is on the bench, ready to come in, I guess, if Kuechly gets hurt, I guess maybe injury of
Perfect.
some sort. And then that leaves Patrick Willis cut. I apologize, Patrick Willis. But you know, nothing against him, obviously. It was a tough decision.
It really
Tough
is.
decisions have to be made, you know?
Yeah, I I don't think there's any wrong answer on this. I
Yeah.
mean, these are all really, really good linebackers. Uh, Definitely, we have a little controversy though, because we did not have the same picks,
Okay.
Mister Trey.
Good.
So we only have one pick that's the same. So I'll start.
Uh I think I know what it is. It's because we're so in tune.
You probably know the first one though. I mean,
All right.
my starter is for sure Luke Kuechly. Arguably one of the smartest defensive players ever.
Yeah.
And even Tony Dungy compared him to being Peyton Manning of the defense. And I thought that was a good analogy.
Yeah, for sure. Solid.
It's crazy all the amount of some of these interviews that I've watched with ex players. They couldn't even believe how he was able to, before the snap was even happening, he was already calling out where to go. And a couple of the players probably didn't want to admit this, but they were kind of confused on what they were doing on offense. And Luke Kuechly's pretty much showing them what they're going to do, and
Yeah.
which can
He
be
knew
kind
their
of,
play better than they did.
yeah. So they kind of took some hints off that. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly, obviously very, very intelligent. His leadership qualities were tip top.
Yep.
And another thing that he excelled at was his coverage skills for sure, which helped him get 18 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's my start. Now, I'm sure you probably already know who I'm going to have on my bench.
Yeah, I do. I do.
That's old Patrick Willis.
Yeah. It's not surprising, to be honest.
Patrick Willis is, I don't want to say he's kind of the somewhat newer generation at that time, Ray Lewis. Not saying he is Ray Lewis by any means, but he definitely had that attitude, I guess,
Yeah.
and just gifted with his athletic ability, his run stopping, blitzing. I mean, he definitely was a complete linebacker. He was always trying to cause turnovers, always punching at the ball, or even when he hit them so hard, they just fumble the ball. That's who I have on the bench is Patrick Willis. And unfortunately, I had to cut Sean Lee.
Old Sean Lee had to
Yeah, one of the
not
main
gonna make it
reasons.
on the team hutch.
No, unfortunately not. It was tough, and one of the main reasons was because of it's very injury prone.
Yeah.
And I know Luke Kuechly dealt with that as well, but I felt like Sean Lee just he if I was to put him on the bench or even start him, there's a good chance that he's probably going to be injured, especially later on in his career. So for that, for the most part, that's why he's on my cut list. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Agree to disagree then, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if we can move past this.
I know. I knew it was going to hurt you.
Yeah. Just I mean, he just plays too hard. That's why he gets hurt. So I want
That's
that.
that's
I
true.
want that, dude.
I can't disagree with you.
He's willing to
Actually,
put it all out there.
I kind of thought that I thought there may have been a chance that you're going to start Sean Lee. Just a
Man,
chance.
it was close. Just if I were, it would be out of oh, what's the word? I mean, nostalgia maybe or
Yeah.
something. Just sentimental value.
I thought the Cowboy Homer was going to come
Hmm.
out.
I'm trying so hard to keep it way down inside, deep down inside.
Maybe we need that on this show, though. Maybe I need to,
The cowboy homerism.
yeah, and then I can play what's his name? Is it Sean McCoy or LaShawn McCoy?
Oh yeah, Shady,
Shady, shady, shady.
Shady McCoy. Yeah.
Yeah, let me talk about him one day.
Okay, I'm all for it.
We are still on the bench start and cut segment. We have I would say there's some well-known running backs.
Yeah,
Early, actually mid 90s, late 90s,
yeah,
and then early 2000s, and then getting into the 2010s. So
yeah.
it's a little
That's
kind of
all three of
covers.
them had long careers for sure.
Yeah, one of them, I would say the first two of these guys are a little bit more of a complete, somewhat running back. And one of them, the other one, is more of the prototypical running back, I would say. So
Yeah,
I think it'll make for an interesting discussion. The first one we have is LaDainian Tomlinson, also known as LT.
that's right.
The next one we have today is Marshall Faulk. And then we have Adrian Peterson, also called AP.
AP. By the way, can I just say that LT had the visor, had the coolest helmet look ever.
Oh yeah. Um,
He's such a badass with that tinted dark visor, just black.
I don't know
That
about you.
Chargers helmet, so good.
It was good. I don't know about you, Trey, but when I was playing Madden, every time I created a character, he had that visor on.
Nice.
So he
God, it just
definitely
looks so cool. So
it's menacing.
it is. Like whenever Dez would wear it, oh man. When they play it day games outside, Dez would have his visor on.
Oh yeah,
You just couldn't stop him with that visor. You just knew he was gonna go off.
for sure. I always looked at his pregame. If he's yelling at the other team, I knew it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, for sure. 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns.
Oh yeah, easily.
Uh, if they just let him, I wish they would have let him return punts like more than just that one game.
Yeah, he was fun to watch in his prime for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU,
That's
Texas,
right.
his own. Yeah, Fort
Right.
Worth.
I forgot he went to TCU.
Yes, sir. Yeah, LT, he set the single season rushing touchdown record, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah. He he was pretty much a cheat code for scoring touchdowns because he
Yeah.
scored a lot. And we'll kind of cover that later. So, games played. We have LaDainian Tomlinson at 170 games, and Marshall Faulk at 176 games, and AP at 184. So
Yep.
a little bit different career. Uh,
Yeah. AP played for 15 years. The
mhm.
other two played for 12 and 11, but
Yeah,
obviously AP had his issues off the field. I think that. But no, he also got injured. He had the
yeah,
ACL. That,
yeah. He lost 1 year to injury, and I believe he lost another year to being suspended.
yeah.
So that's 2 years that he didn't have. But nonetheless, still a heck of a career. So with rushing yards, we have LaDainian Tomlinson with 13,684, Marshall Faulk with 12,279, and Adrian Peterson with 14,918. Wow, that's a
Very
lot.
nice.
That's I think he is ranked number 5 top 10 or top 5. Yeah, top 5 all-time rushing yards if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Actually, let
All
me.
just super hard yards.
Oh man.
Yes.
If you want to if you don't have any pre-workout in the house,
Yeah.
just type in Adrian Peterson highlights on YouTube and it will get you pumped. I promise you.
I believe you. I need to see the yards after contact. That's what I want to know about AP. That's good. I'm sure I could look that up all.
Yeah, he I was watching some highlights with him and I'm not kidding you, Trey. He literally put his helmet into the guy's chest and the guy flew back and then AP just broke it for a touchdown. Like, just manhandled him.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Adrian Peterson, number 5 on the list all time. Right under Barry Sanders.
Adrian Peterson, also from Texas.
Yes, sir. So the next one we have is rushing touchdowns. This is where it gets kind of crazy. So LaDainian Tomlinson has 145 rushing touchdowns. Marshall Faulk has 100 touchdowns. And Adrian Peterson has 120 rushing touchdowns.
Okay. he does have, man, he was a touchdown machine.
Yes.
You're not kidding.
And I think I want to try to find it. LT also has 7 passing touchdowns. So
Okay.
you could throw the
Yeah.
ball.
I Wait a minute. You mean like he threw it, like Pat, like he threw it,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like receiving touchdowns?
No, he had 7 passing touchdowns, Trey.
Golly.
He had 3 in 1 year.
Okay. Not know that.
So he could do it all.
Do you
Receive.
have his receipt?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. This sounds like you're about to say it. Go ahead.
Yes. LT's receiving yards are 4,772,
Yep.
and his receiving touchdowns are 17. So he it's a little bit, I would say, slight less all-purpose back like Marshall Faulk was, but nonetheless made up with it in rushing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure you're gonna get to the other ones, but he's got the most receiving yards, doesn't he? Or does Falk have of these three, I guess?
Of these three, Marshall Faulk has 6,875
Wow.
yards, and he has 36 receiving touchdowns.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's like wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he is a more of a complete back. And I didn't look up Adrian Peterson's. I know his is not very much. I think it was like
Yeah.
7.
His was I don't know the touchdowns, but the receiving yards is around 2,000. I looked that part up.
Yeah. As far as total touchdowns, which we kind of just talked about, LT had 162 total touchdowns. Marshall Faulk had 136, and Adrian Peterson had 126. So LT definitely touched the end zone a lot in his career, and that's how you win the game, Trey. Touchdowns.
That's it. You gotta get points on the board. It's a very good point, which you know, I don't know. It still didn't, for me, anyways, it did not persuade me to start LT. I went and started Adrian Peterson.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Yeah, I know that might be controversial, but
That is controversial for me.
I just love the way Adrian Peterson ran the ball. It was so physical. It's not about, I mean, he's got yards, he's got touchdowns. I mean, it's obviously not as much as LT, but he brings that attitude, you know? Just and at the end of the game, if you got a lead, I mean, come on, you just give him the ball. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, just punish the defense.
Just punish the defense. He's still gonna have the stamina to keep going. So that was that's my starter. LT's on the bench,
Okay.
and then Falk I had to cut him. Falk. I don't know.
Well, that's why we're having this discussion, Trey.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, whenever I think of Marshall Falk, I think of Eddie George, and I don't
Whoa.
really know why. But those two always like because they played like they were in that Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Where the Rams at the very end got tackled at the 2 yard line or something like that.
That was the Titans.
Titans. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was very young when that happened, but kind of remember that.
The greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the same playoffs the Music City Miracle happened. Tennessee played the Buffalo Bills, I believe. And, you know, a lot of people say that was a forward pass on the kick return, but
Oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, I think Frank Wycheck threw that pass or lateral, I should say.
Right.
But yeah, that was the same playoffs. I watched that. That was crazy.
Oh, like I said, man, your list brought back memories.
It's good. I like
But
this nostalgia.
it sounds like you have a different start cut bench than I did or do.
I do. I do want to hit on a few little things if you don't know LT or Marshall Falk or even Adrian Peterson. I have a little, just kind of little snippets to help you understand how
Okay.
these type of players were. So LT, I would call his style of just football player very shifty and a versatile weapon.
Yeah.
His strengths were definitely scoring, receiving, and his field vision. Unfortunately, he didn't win a Super Bowl, so he does have that knock on him.
Yeah.
And I personally think his best trait was he was always a red zone threat, and he's a very versatile player. Hence the receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and even passing touchdowns.
Yeah. for sure. And I think that also kind of speaks to his speed. He was very quick.
Very, very fast.
Yeah.
And then we'll go ahead and go with got Marshall Faulk. His style was a little bit more hybrid. Uh, Very, very good route runner, intelligent, and he was also very versatile as well. Some of the weaknesses, he definitely later on in his career, which is pretty typical for running back, he did get injured later on in his career, which typically happens, especially
Yeah.
when you're getting tackled like you are.
Tough position.
Yeah, it's a tough position now, and back then, those defensive players were laying hits on you.
Yep.
And his best trait was just being a dual threat mismatch. You could, if you have a linebacker on him, you might as well just let him score because you're not going to be able to keep up with him.
No.
And
No,
then,
especially back then, linebackers were still
yeah,
just huge, big and slow.
yeah, completely different game back then than
Yeah, not
what it
not
is
the
now.
not now where they're basically safeties playing linebacker.
That's a great point. And
Yeah.
then we have Adrian Peterson. He's your typical uh, power runner. His strengths were his breakaway speed, stamina, and strength.
I'm gonna
Weaknesses, do what?
I'm gonna take offense to the typical. I mean, he's not typical. You can't say Adrian Peterson's typical at anything.
Did I
Man was a
say typical?
you said typical power running back I don't even remember. Let's play it
Oh,
back.
oh yeah. I said yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the prototypical
Oh, okay.
power runner running back.
Yeah.
You don't like
Just
that? You don't like that?
extraordinary,
Oh, okay.
amazing, the best.
Hey, I'm a huge fan of AP.
Okay.
Huge fan.
Just give him the respect he deserves.
He deserves a lot of respect, but we got to make
Yeah.
hard decisions.
Is spanking your kids really that bad? I don't get it. I don't,
It's all right. Just get that switch out.
yeah. He didn't fight dogs. He wasn't
Yeah.
doing that. That's way worse, in my opinion, than spanking your kid.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I would say his best trait is just his pure running dominance. I
Yeah.
mean, you give him the football, he's going to get you the yardage you need for sure. So I think we kind of heard a little bit of who you're starting. Um, who was it? You want to go ahead and go overview of what your list was again?
Yeah. Yes, I started Adrian Peterson. I got LT coming off the bench, which sounds like a basketball thing, but he's on the bench. And then Marshall Faulk, I had to say see you later to Marshall Faulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So drum roll. Uh, my starting running back is LT. I
Yeah.
picked him because I mean I watched him as a kid, loved watching him play. He, I don't think I could say this any other way. Just he literally, it felt like he scored every single time he touched the football. I
Yeah.
mean, just pure dominance. He, I think he led the league once in rushing yards. Unfortunately, he was up against a lot of really, really good running backs in his era. There was Jamal Lewis that had that 2,000-yard season.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, Marshall Faulk was kind of on the tail end of his career somewhat, but he was still there. You had Curtis Martin. I mean, there's a lot of good running backs back then. Not saying they're not now, but I don't. He only led the league 1 year in rushing. So, but all his other years are. I mean, he was hitting 1,600 rushing yards, 1,400 rushing yards, etc. I mean, just
So many.
super consistent,
Yeah.
and played less games than the other two.
Yep. True.
So I picked LT for that reason.
Okay.
Uh, I'm benching Marshall Faulk. I think
What?
yep, yeah,
What? You're cutting Adrian Peterson?
yeah, I'm cutting him.
What? What is happening?
I like my running backs to be hybrid, Trey. You don't like that?
That's why you have wide receivers, Hutch. You don't. I
Well,
mean,
why do I need? Why can't I have all of it?
why do you want to throw Adrian Peterson the ball? I don't.
I don't. That's why I'm
Just
picking Marshall
just
Faulk.
just give it to him. You don't need to throw it when you just handed it off to him.
I could hand it off to Marshall Faulk as well. I think he actually averaged uh, more yards per carry as well. Marshall Faulk did in his
An
career.
Adrian Peterson?
I think so.
No, no.
Let's see. Let's do a quick live. Yeah. Let's see. 4.6. Oh, they're
Falk has 4.3, so they're
okay.
they're right there.
Point three difference.
Yeah,
So take what you want for it. I mean, I think I just remember watching Marshall Faulk. I mean, the dude was just an animal. Not
yeah.
saying Adrian Peterson's not, but as far as who I'm starting and benching and then cutting, those are my guys. I like my hybrid running backs. So
Okay,
that's my pick.
noted. All right.
And I don't want you to take it the wrong way. It was really, really hard decision, Trey, because I loved watching Adrian Peterson at Oklahoma. Like that's my guy.
Yeah,
But tough decisions.
yeah, and we live in Texas, and we're saying we like the Sooner running back.
Yeah.
We could
I
get shot for that.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of Sooner fans here.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
So next and final bench start bench cut, whatever you want to
Mhm.
say.
Yeah,
We have some top tier still in the league defensive end linebacker. How are we criterion
just,
this, Trey?
just edge rushers, I guess.
Okay, just getting after the quarterback.
Getting after the quarterback.
Uh, puts
Yeah,
their hands on the ground and gets after
right.
him. Okay,
Like a sprinter. Yeah.
there we go. Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt, and Myles Garrett. That it's gonna be tough. I
Yeah.
struggled with this a little bit. Not gonna lie. Trying
Okay.
not to, I'm a well, actually I'm a fan of all three of them. Myles Garrett, he's from here, the area.
Yeah. A&M.
Well, he's from DFW.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, right down the road. I don't really like A&M, so who cares about them?
They're gonna come after you.
That's fine. The Colt,
The Colts is gonna come get you.
yeah, the Colt. Yeah, I do think each one of these players is a little bit different, but at the same time, they're the same, kind of.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start off with the games. It is a little bit skewed because Micah is still early in his career. I think he's on his fourth year, or is
Yeah.
that right?
Uh.
Something like that.
Yes. Third or fourth.
I think TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, they've been in the league for a little bit longer. I think
Yes.
both of them are at least 30 now. I think Myles Garrett's 29 and TJ Watt is 30 or 31.
Okay.
They got some little age difference. But none.
All. I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but they're all three first round picks, correct?
Yes, sir.
With Garrett being a 1-1. Is that
Yes.
also correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the Browns.
Hmm.
So The games, Micah Parson has 63 games total. TJ Watt with 121 and Myles Garrett with 117.
Wow.
Yeah.
Already, that's crazy.
Yeah. Happens fast.
It does.
Just like a little kid. You just grow up
They just grow up so fast.
so fast. Sack total. Big. Probably the most important stat for these edge rushers.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons with 52. For some reason, I have 0.4, but I think that's supposed to be 0.5. We have TJ Watt with 108 and Myles Garrett with 102.
Okay.
So pretty comparable. I think, I'm not for sure. I want to see who's on pace. I do want to know that. Because I know TJ Watt had 21 sacks one season. And I don't think Parsons has ever touched that. And that is
No.
correct. Yeah, the most he's ever had is 14. Last year he only played 13 games and had 12 sacks. So,
Oh. Okay.
yeah. And I think Myles Garrett and TJ Watt both have defensive players of the year, which Micah Parsons does not.
Yeah.
So that definitely will go into starting bench and cut for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
they both have defensive players of the year.
Very
Okay.
solid. I mean,
Yeah.
what
All right.
else is there, Hutch, besides sacks? We're talking edge rushers here.
Yeah. Quarterback hits. I have that down. Micah
Okay.
Parsons has 112. TJ Watt has 225. And Myles Garrett has 200.
Okay.
So both of them getting after the quarterback, which is literally their job.
What about the number of holding penalties that are not called against them?
Whoa. Uh, they do not track that actually,
They don't track that? Oh, okay.
but I'm willing to bet they get held every play.
Every single
Honestly,
play.
every
Yeah.
play. As far as tackles, we have 256 for Micah. We have 462 for TJ Watt and 352 for Myles Garrett. That's all the stats that I got because those are kind of the important ones. I
Yeah.
do have quarterback hit, or actually, I already said that quarterback hits. So never mind. Already said that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a whole lot else to this position. I just kind of thought that the scenario would be interesting to talk about with just these three players. But
No, it still is for sure. I have some uh, strengths, weaknesses, and best traits for each one of them as well that I could go
okay.
over. We have Micah Parsons. His strengths are he's versatile, speed, and has great instincts. His weaknesses or
Well, let
weakness.
me guess. Let me guess.
What is it? What do you think it is?
I think it's playing the run. That's what I'm gonna say.
That is one, yes. He
Okay.
does not do that very well, I don't think. But also, he's not a pure power rusher. He's more speed.
Yeah.
I would say best traits is obviously his quickness and his hybrid role that he plays in the defense.
Yeah.
Then we have TJ Watt. His strengths are his technique, finishing plays, and turnovers. He does cause a lot of turnovers.
Okay.
Let me pull up that real quick. He causes 33 forced fumbles, and he has recovered 12 of those fumbles.
Okay.
So, and he has 7 interceptions.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Myles Garrett, I'll go over his. His aren't as nice as TJ Watt's. Same thing with Micah. But
Okay.
some weaknesses for TJ Watt. He does have injuries pop up.
He's prone to injury.
TJ Watt is prone to injure.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a little not as bad as Sean Lee, but he does get hurt.
God, so much Cowboy hate right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. His best traits, I mean, I don't know what else to say. He sacks.
Yeah.
I feel like also when the game's on the line, he somehow or another has game game breaking pressure, or he just does something when his team needs it.
Yeah, he shows up.
Yeah, that's what I got for TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. His strengths are his athleticism, consistency, and his strength. He's more of a power rusher,
Yeah.
I would say. I also want to say another one of his strengths are his physique. He looks like a Greek god out there. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but it's insane.
He's stacked.
He's You just need to look it up. It's crazy.
Just yoked out of his mind.
I'll put it in the video if I don't get lazy.
Okay.
But he is absolutely chiseled to no end.
Hey, that counts for me.
Yeah.
Counts for something in my book.
It does for sure. Weaknesses, he's less versatile. I would say he's your, in quotations, typical edge rusher. He's just there to
Just
get after the quarterback.
coming in on passing downs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean he can stop the run too, but he's there to get sacks. That's his job. His best traits, he's just physically a mismatch.
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, I'm looking at him right now, and I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. He's a professional football player, but he is jacked. Good God.
Yeah, that man is
I'll,
big.
I'll never be that big in my entire life. Never. I don't like. No matter how hard I try, I'll never be that.
I don't know which one you're looking at, but that man is 6'4", 270 pounds,
Yeah, there's just
and he's just chiseled. It's
yeah.
crazy.
I could eat steak for every meal every day. I'll never do that. I'll never look like that
Never.
ever.
Oh, that's good. What do you got, Trey?
What do I have? All right, man. So I got. I'm gonna switch it up. We'll go bench. Okay.
Okay, I like it.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna bench TJ.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I'm gonna
Okay.
bench him.
Okay.
Need him just in case my starter gets hurt. Have a
Uh-huh.
solid backup edge coming in.
Okay.
Maybe just spell my starter for a few snaps if he's getting tired. Uh, Myles Garrett. I'm sorry, man. You're jacked, but you're also cut
Oof.
from my team. You're gonna get out of here. Which leaves me with Micah Parsons as my starter. Uh, I
Okay.
think one of the glaring differences, I think, in the when you're listening to stats is how young Micah is compared to the other two.
Yep.
Um, and in all the stats, I don't know how long TJ and Myles have been in the league, but I'm sure it's over 5 years. It's got to be closer to 10 at this point, I think.
8 years, both
Uh,
of them.
8 years. So Micah's about half, every one of their stats, Micah's got about half of them. You know what I mean? So I think his potential is higher, obviously, because he's younger. So I'm gonna go with him as my starter. I think
Those are fair points.
I'm willing to risk it on his over aggressiveness. I don't know what to say, but I'll take it. Give me Micah.
All right, I like it, Trey. All right, well, I'm going to kind of mix it up. I'm going to start off with who I'm cutting from my team.
Okay.
Sorry, Myles Garrett. You're out of here.
Ah, we both cut Myles Garrett.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
because he's an Aggie. Let's just be honest with each other. It's because he's an Aggie, and we got to cut him.
uh, you're right. It's the only reason why I cut him. No, I just, don't get me wrong. I would love to have him on my team.
Yeah.
But comparing him to these other two guys, I think he doesn't bring as much to the table as the other two do.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do bench next.
Okay.
You're going to love it. I am benching Micah Parsons.
Bench. Yeah. Okay.
I have a good reason.
I don't know if love is the right word, but
Yeah, I figured you're gonna hate it, but so the main reason I have Micah on my bench and TJ Watt as my starter is I me personally, TJ Watt is a more complete edge rusher. He brings turnovers, he can sack the quarterback. He's a very consistent player, and I don't think Micah is quite there yet. I
yeah.
think he needs to, in the next couple years, hopefully he adds some more things to his game, and maybe it'll change my mind. But for now, I have TJ Watt simply because he gets after the quarterback, but he also is a game changer and gets interceptions and fumbles too. So that stuff matters at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
Um, and also, he has won Defensive Player of the Year, so that weighed a little bit as well. But that's my pick. Sticking with it.
Okay. I mean, you make solid points, so I don't like it, but I understand it, I guess.
Yeah. So next we have.
Can I interject real quick, Hutch?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. I'm gonna hijack this show for a second. I hope you don't mind.
I love it. Go for it.
But I just wanted to bring up a few things that have happened in the last week. I think the last week in the NFL. This week has been really long, so it feels like
Yes,
it's been a month, but I think it's the last week. I just wanted to my Cowboys, they got themselves a backup quarterback.
I saw that.
They traded for Joe Milton, the former Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
the volunteer. They call themselves the Vols, right? Or
I
Vols?
believe so.
I don't know if you said this on the show or not, but you had mentioned them getting Joe Milton a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So look at you,
My sources were
G-
correct.
GM and the hell out of the Cowboys, getting Joe Milton in here.
I'm um I'm happy about that. I know a lot of people aren't, but
Oh my god, yeah, dude's got a cannon
yeah.
for an arm, and he's 6'5", 250, I think. Like, he's huge,
Yeah, he's a big boy.
big, like a linebacker playing quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I want my backup quarterback to, because when your starting quarterback goes down, more often than not, your season's pretty much done. And
Yeah,
I just want my quarterback to have some really good attributes to make the game fun to watch.
yeah,
And
exactly. I couldn't agree more.
yeah, I want him to throw the football down the field every play.
Yeah, yeah, he's like I said, it's got a cannon. So I don't typically watch preseason games, but I can tell you that this year will be different. I'll be looking forward to watching Joe Milton play in the preseason just to see what he can do.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be good.
Second, our boy Trey Lance, our former backup quarterback, or my former backup quarterback, got picked up by the Chargers. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
I can't remember who their other backup is, but they're gonna have a little competition. I read it earlier.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
It'd take too long to find out. Who cares? But also the Cardinals gave Trey McBride the largest contract ever given to a tight end.
I heard about
Uh,
this.
4 years, $76 million. So, way to go, Trey McBride.
Yeah, he's buying the beer for the boys.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I haven't watched a ton of Cardinals in the past few years. They haven't been very good, but good for him. Get that money. And then last thing, Hutch. I just didn't know how much tennis do you watch? You watch a lot of tennis?
I
You a
watch about 0.
big Rafa Nadal guy.
Is that the good
So
looking
tennis.
one?
Uh, yeah, I think so. I think he's
S-
the one most women
Spaniard?
ooh and all for. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
Where's the headband and has these crazy OCD tendencies before he serves the
Mm.
ball. Before he does anything, it's wild to watch. But anyways, uh, so tennis uses this technology called Hawkeye.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if have you ever seen a match like they can challenge a call in tennis and they get immediate results. Like if they think the ball is in when they call it out, or vice versa, they can challenge it, and the screen will show like a bird's eye view of the court. It'll zoom in to where the ball landed, and it's exact, like it's spot on. They use like 8 different 8K cameras to pinpoint where the ball landed, and it's like seconds. Like it doesn't take long at all. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so the NFL is going to use this technology and spotting the ball in the upcoming season. So they're going to install these cameras in all the stadiums. And I don't, it's a little murky for me on um, exactly how much they're going to use it. They said they're going to use it instead of the chains. So there's a
Okay.
question of, it's not going to be like every down. It's not going to be after every play, the Hawkeye tells the ref where to spot the ball. But
Uh-huh.
I think it is going to determine the line to gain on every first down, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, so if you got a first down, it's gonna.
It's going to notate or determine the line to gain.
Okay,
Um,
that's cool.
and I think, again, I'm not I don't know. This is a pretty new story, so I didn't really get a lot of details. But I think you can challenge. Like last year in the playoffs, obviously the Bills for sure got screwed out of that fourth. That's ball spotting that didn't give them the first down.
Yeah,
I think in that
100.
scenario, yeah, this could change that and really. I mean, it's been something that's been talked about for years, and the technology's been there. So now they're finally going to do it.
Yeah, I'm happy that they're gonna do that because it's, to be quite honest, it's ridiculous that they haven't yet.
Yeah, like they still use these two guys that run out from the side of the field with two poles attached with a chain, and that's how they measure.
Yeah, it's just
It's
silly.
yeah, and who could forget the infamous index card in between the ball and the little chain marker.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So that's I'm excited about that one. Not as much as I'm excited about Joe Milton, but you know,
Those are good.
yeah. Just wanted to
Good.
bring those up.
Yeah. Those NFL news brought to you by Trey.
NFL news, that's right. And one last little one that I have here written down. Julio Jones retired today.
Oh, Julio.
No more Julio.
Well, he had a heck of a career.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. That was man, he was a good wide receiver.
hmm
Fun to watch.
But yeah, that's all I got, man. You want to move into our next topic?
Yeah. We have teams that might draft a quarterback unexpectedly in the NFL draft.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what gave me this idea was, if you don't mind me
Go
saying
for
real
it.
quick, last year, I think everybody remembers the Falcons drafted Michael Penix Jr., number 8 overall in the first round after just giving Kirk Cousins a 4-year, $180 million deal. So that was kind of unexpected. Obviously, nobody thought they were going to draft a quarterback. So that kind of gave me the idea of, is there a team this year
Mm.
that you think could unexpectedly take a quarterback just out of left field? Nobody sees it coming,
Mhm.
and just take one. I think when I'm saying it out loud, the Packers did it too when they drafted Jordan Love.
They did. He was
I
not
can't.
happy.
No, Aaron Rodgers was not happy. He wanted a weapon, a wide receiver or something, but they took Jordan Love. So that's maybe another team, but scenarios like that coming up here in a couple of weeks with the NFL draft. Just seeing if you think there's any teams that might surprise us all by drafting a quarterback.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first, or you?
Uh, are you ready? I mean, I can go if you're not. If you need a minute.
No, I mean I'm ready. I actually have two kind of answers, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah, my first team that could draft a quarterback is the Jets. Well, obviously, we know that Justin
Hmm.
Fields uh, just got a contract from
Yeah.
the New York Jets. It may not be completely unexpected, but it would be kind of questionable after you just signed him to a 2 or 3 year contract. I have a little caveat, I guess you could say. I know the Jets have the number 7 overall first round pick this
Yeah.
year, and how I think they will draft him, this player, is they will pick their number 7, and then they're going to trade back up into the first round, and it's going to be late first round,
Yeah.
and they're going to select Jackson Dart.
Okay.
That's my first team. My other
Heard a
one,
lot about Jackson Dart
yeah, that he's got a pretty good arm.
moving up
So
in the draft, the mock drafts.
he really is. A lot of people like him. So
Yeah, you sent me a video of him. He can stand in the pocket and he doesn't get rattled. He can
no,
stare a linebacker down
yeah,
coming right at him and just throw the ball and then take that hit. So
yeah.
pretty
I
impressive.
think he has the best accuracy under pressure, if I'm not mistaken, and that's some good qualities to have in the NFL.
Hmm. For sure.
But my second team is going to be kind of a weird thing to say, but the Cleveland Browns. And I say this because they do not select a quarterback in the first round.
Okay.
I think they will select Abdul Carter at number 2. And then in the second round, I think they will draft Quinn Ewers out of Texas.
Okay.
And that's who I think that will pick him up.
Okay.
Kind of a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, the Browns is they wouldn't be going wrong with Abdul Carter, and I guess it would be unexpected. I mean, not Jameis. Oh my gosh, Deshaun Watson isn't going to
Hmm.
come back immediately. He's going to be still miss, I think, half the season at least, or is it the whole season?
It's going to be the whole season. It's
Is it going
his
to be?
Achilles again. So,
Oh,
but there's tons of speculation that Kirk Cousins is going to waive his trade clause and potentially go to Cleveland. So
okay.
he could be put into another situation where another quarterback gets drafted, which would be funny.
I would. That would just fit his character too. I don't know if you've watched that show with him on Netflix.
No, I
But
haven't.
okay. It would just fit. I don't know. You have to watch that show and it makes sense.
I didn't know he was on a show. That's cool. I have to check that out.
Yeah. It's on Netflix. It's called it might just be called Quarterback. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's got Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I watched it. All right. Well,
All right.
those are all solid answers. Especially the Jets. That would be if they did draft a quarterback. That would certainly surprise me. But my pick, and I don't know how much of a surprise this would be to anybody, but I think the Colts might be looking at a quarterback. I think maybe the only way it'd be surprising is that they just picked, Richardson 2
Mhm.
years ago, pretty high in the draft,
Uh-huh.
and but he just hasn't worked out. He's been hurt, but in the games that he's played, he's been 8-7 as a starter in the 2 seasons with a 67.8 passer rating. So it hasn't been lights out. They did just sign Daniel Jones to like a 1-year, $4 million deal, I think. But that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna solve their problem. Even like the GM has said that he wants a quarterback competition
Mhm.
in the preseason. I just don't see, Danny Dimes and Richardson being a good option for either one. So, and then I also read that they have invited Quinn Ewers for one of the top 30 visits.
Oh, wow.
So it might be a landing spot for Quinn Ewers as well. I know
Wow.
you had him going to Cleveland, but I don't know. I think the Colts could be in the market for a quarterback. I don't know. That was my pick.
Yeah. I mean, that makes somewhat sense for them to, let's be honest, you never really know what a team will do.
Yeah.
A quarterback could be taken at any time,
Yeah.
whether you think it's needed or not. So,
Yeah, for sure. And it would just be just a clear like white flag on Anthony Richardson, which no team likes to just admit failure, I think. But that would be the only way I think it would be surprising is they just come out and say we got to move on from Richardson. So, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, it does happen in the National Football League for sure.
It does.
That's going to be our show today. Trey and I really appreciate all the support and tuning into the show. Once again, this is the State of Football Show. I'm your host, Hutch, and on the other side of the mic, that's Trey. Hopefully, we'll see y'all next week. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate it.
Oh man, we didn't get to my WNBA segment I had.
Not again.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, we can do something next week for sure.
All right.